Hello and welcome to Sympli-aus first Instagram Live event. I'll just add Cass. Cass, if you're there, it'll be great to have you join us.
Hello,
Hello.
Pene.
Hi.
Hi,
Welcome.
everyone.
It's nice to have
Thanks
you.
for having me. Yeah, good to be here.
So everyone, my name is Pene. I head the marketing and communications here at Sympli. And today I'm joined by Cassandra Humphreys, who is our product experience manager in Queensland, which is where she's dialing in from. I don't know what the weather is like in Queensland, but in Sydney today it's rainy and miserable.
Oh, it's always warm up here, and then today's no different.
Absolutely jealous. So today we're going to be talking about all things interoperability. And because it's a mouthful, I'm going to be referring to it as interop, so I don't get my tongue twisted. And this conversation is really about how interoperability is going to impact the industry and enable it to thrive. So for our audiences, you might have already seen in recent media coverage the outcome of the recent Ministerial Roundtable on interop and electronic settlements after an endorsement from the government and regulators, and setting specific timelines around the implementation of interoperability. So there's more information about this on our website in the news section, so feel free to refer to our statements and content there. But today specifically, Cass and I are going to be talking about interoperability itself. And everything that you need to know and how it's going to impact you as a practitioner and as being part of the industry. So Cass, thank you so much for making the time to chat with me today. What I thought we could actually start with is actually a little bit of bio about you. Obviously, we're both doing this for the first time, so it'll be great for our audiences to have a bit of insights around your background.
Yeah, thanks, Pene. I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for the intro. So prior to joining Sympli, I was a property lawyer specialising in residential, commercial, rural and off-the-plan conveyancing for about 12 years here in Queensland. I managed divisions of boutique Brisbane law firms and was a part of an in-house legal team for international property data and analytics provider CoreLogic. So I've got a fairly broad history in property. I am passionate about helping property professionals serve their clients better. And in my role as a product experience manager, I use this passion to work with our practitioner, product, customer service and legal departments to ensure that the customer's needs are met in our e-conveyancing platform. Yeah, that's a bit about me, Pene.
Well, I can certainly vouch for all of that. You are the expert that I turn to for all things industry-related questions. Complete repository of knowledge and experience. Thanks, Gav. So why don't we start the interoperability conversation with just getting an understanding of what exactly is interoperability? Can you explain it to our audiences, please, Cass?
Sure can. I'll do my best. It's a long word and it can sound very complicated, but it really isn't for the user at all. Currently, there are two operating electronic lodgement network operators, and that, or ELNOs, and in Australia, and they're Sympli and PEXA. They electronically process registry document lodgement and property settlement transactions. So, and at the moment, currently, all parties to conveyancing transactions must use the same ELNO to complete the transaction. Interoperability is a solution to allow different ELNOs to be able to communicate with each other to complete a property transaction. So this is done via a very secure API connection, which allows the exchange of data between separate software providers. For multi-party transactions, IOP or interop, we have a couple of different nicknames for it, allows the ELNOs to communicate with each other, and for conveyancers, lawyers, banks and relevant government institutions to use the ELNO of their choice while transacting with parties that are actually on another ELNO. And this can be done seamlessly in a streamlined and secure fashion for the user. The subscriber's user experience on a platform would not be impacted by another subscriber being on a different platform, and the user wouldn't even know they were, interconnected and via interop. It would just feel like they were in their platform of choice. But interop isn't just about the technology; it's more about the people being able to work together and the barriers of choice being removed.
I really like that. It's more about the people. It's a system that creates efficiencies for the user, which is ultimately what all technological innovations are all about, right? Making life a lot easier for the users in the industry.
Exactly.
So Cass, why, sorry, there's a bit of a lag. So why is interoperability important?
So I think it's important because it really supports customers choosing. And full interoperability across all dealings is crucial for a competitive market, and it allows practitioners and banks to access both ELNs and to choose the one that suits their needs the best. It's well known in a number of industries that competition supports efficiencies and value. So it's like Telstra and Optus and Coles and Woolies, that healthy competition just brings better outcomes. Interop also brings with it infrastructure resiliency. So as we've seen in recent months, having only one network in the sector makes the whole system vulnerable if that one network fails.
So choice, security, and efficiency. Everything that every consumer needs and wants.
Yep, pretty much.
So in terms of the current status, what's currently being done in terms of implementing and bringing interoperability to life?
So there's been a lot of work done in the entire property industry space. So key industry stakeholders have been working together in various forums since late 2018 to consider how interoperability could work. Some key dates for the implementation of a secure national framework have just been published last week by the relevant ministers who have been considering this. And in February 2022, New South Wales will introduce changes to the national law for interoperability into New South Wales Parliament. And then around mid to late 2022, it's a target for an initial test transaction, which will be a limited scope refinance that, kind of will be a test and not available to the market generally. So we'll try it out. And then by mid-2023, all interoperable transactions will roll out across jurisdictions, and that will kind of commence towards the end of 2023, and you'll be able to start accessing interoperable transactions and start that true choice will be delivered.
So mid to end 2023 is the date that we're all working towards.
That's right.
So out for that date, peeps.
Yes.
So at its core, Sympli is all about the customer and industry. Our whole business really exists and is working hard towards implementing interop because of the significant benefits it brings to the industry. Can you take us through some of these benefits that we envisage interoperability will bring?
Yeah, sure, Pene. So one of the major benefits is that interoperability solves the need for all parties to be subscribers of the same ELN. It gives a practitioner who is connected to one ELN the ability to engage in an e-conveyancing with another practitioner or bank connected to another ELN. So it really avoids the need to manage transactions across two software platforms or coordinate all parties to try and use the same platform. So the result is access to competition, which brings the benefits of innovation, efficiencies, and choice to conveyancing transactions. So to further enable such benefits, the attention of policymakers is beginning to turn from the importance of interoperability to the potential costs to users of switching to their ELN of choice, and in particular, digital certificates.
Digital certificates. the next topic I'd love for
Yes.
you to delve into a little bit. Can you elaborate a little bit
Sure.
more about what digital certificates are and how that's going to be impacted?
Certainly. So, the signing of the legal documents that are made up in the conveyancing transactions, such as land registry documents and the financial settlement statement type documents,
Mm-hmm.
it's completed on an elm digitally using a secure, encrypted digital signing technology called a digital certificate.
Mm-hmm.
These digital certificates are most commonly stored on like a USB token device, and that's inserted into the computer when signing, and it pops up with a request electronically to enter a dedicated PIN. Using this technology, the parties to the transaction can be assured that the execution is authentic. So, in paper, the signing would happen. Am I back now?
Yes,
um,
we lost you
an
for a second.
electronic. I am back. Oh,
Yes,
good. I think
yes,
my
yes.
phone just locked. So yeah, to obtain a digital certificate, the practitioner has to go and make a formal application to the government's Digital Transformation Authority, and that includes a VOI process and completion of the forms and payment of a fee for each digital certificate. So currently, at the moment, a digital certificate is required on PEXA and a different one on Sympli. So there's two fees payable and a USB token is required for each.
Mm-hmm.
And PEXA sells certificates limited for use solely on the PEXA platform and not open to any other ELM for use.
Mm-hmm.
Lawyers, conveyancers, and other users pay PEXA for these certificates. So for signers of documents, there could be multiple in a conveyancing practice. This means managing, maintaining, and paying for two separate certificates. And it is possible that only one could be required. So certificate holders would have to remember two password words, two expiry dates, and enter two different USB tokens. So as interoperability inches closer, it's important to consider some of these day-to-day practicalities that kind of can make the experience less streamlined. And e-conveyancing professionals being able to use their digital certificate with the provider they choose is one of those practicalities.
Passwords are the pain of my existence. You
Oh,
never,
aren't they?
and there's so many of them. Goodness me.
That's right.
So streamlined and easy user experience. Who doesn't want that? Um,
Everyone.
Thanks, Cass. So my last question is around what would happen if interoperability was not implemented? How would the industry or the practitioners would be impacted by lack of interop?
Good question, Pene. So the housing market in Australia is currently worth more than $9 trillion, and buying a house is one of the most emotionally charged financial transactions most people conduct. As we've
It's a
seen
big
in recent
investment,
months,
right?
it's huge, absolutely, and so
Yeah, of
important.
course.
And as we've seen in recent months, having only one network in this vital and valuable sector makes the entire market vulnerable if that one
Yeah.
network fails. So whilst the current monopoly remains, without access to competition driving efficiencies, innovation and resilience, the cost to the conveyancing industry is immeasurable realistically. So simply put, without interoperability, there's no genuine choice or resilience available to one of the most significant economic markets in Australia.
Mm,
Yeah, so it's really important.
critical.
Mm. Mm.
Obviously, customers really benefit from choice, from efficiency, security, reliability. So obviously, and that's why at Simply we're working so hard to make this happen as quickly as possible.
We sure are.
Cass, thank you so much for your time and for the great insights. Really appreciate the time taken to spend a few minutes of your time with me today. Simply community, I hope you found this live conversation useful. There is plenty more information on interoperability on our website. As mentioned, Cass, his blog on Interop has dropped and it's on our website, but feel free to reach out to us either via DM on Instagram or send us an email at help or hello@simply.com.au. We're always here to answer your questions. So yeah, thank you so much, Cass. I will let you get back to your busy day because I know you have so much on.
You too. Thanks so
Really
much, Pene.
appreciate talking to you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Cass. Take care. Bye.
Bye.